Welcome back to Media Mesh, where I give you my unapologetic opinion on everything from music, movies, news, reality TV, and so much more as we go down the rabbit hole. Listen, I'm always, happy to come to you guys, bringing you some videos, hopefully that I think will entertain you and also inform you at the same time. Now, for those of you who care, your boy BG, how you doing, BG? He's out. Of course, that's no new revelation. But what is new is something that I have yet to see take place before. And this is quite interesting because, so many rappers go to jail all the time. But in this particular instance, your boy rapper BG is ordered to have all future songs approved by the U.S. government. That's pretty deep. Okay. Now, you think this is something that should have been implemented a long time ago, because obviously when these guys go to jail, even probably before they went to jail, it wasn't really about that life. I can't say that about the drill rappers. Now, most of them is literally doing what they're saying in their songs and just recounting the story in their raps. But far as this guy, I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. Should this be the norm? If you go to jail, should you be allowed to come out and perpetuate the same foolishness that put you in jail, knowing that you ain't living that life no more? All right. So it says a U.S. federal judge has refused prosecutors' request to prohibit the maker of the 1990s rap classic Bling Bling. Bling Bling. That was kind of hot. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, but from promoting and glorifying future gun violence and the M word, I almost caught myself, how YouTube be, but in songs and at concerts while on supervised release from prison, saying such a restriction could violate his constitutional rights to free speech. So the question becomes, do we want to continue on pushing this foolishness to our children? Okay, so yeah, folks talk about it's just something to talk about, but they don't actually live that. This is just entertainment. At what point are we going to be beyond the point of being entertained by foolishness? And I think we have a long way to go. Obviously, for some of you watched the EBT Awards, I didn't watch it, but I did catch a couple clips, and you see your girl Unsexy Red up there looking ridiculous. This is just kind of it's just the format for failure. I really personally, I'm of a certain age where I did not believe that the music could get any worse, but it is clear that there's an agenda. So if you're listening to this and you still think in 2024 that this is just entertainment, shame on you. Obviously, young people watch this, the EBT Awards. Okay, that's the image that they're projecting for black women. I know it's a little bit off topic, but same time on topic, right? But these are the images that's being projected to the young people who watch BET. I do recall on BET, it was actually when Bob Johnson, if you even know who that is, okay, when he owned it, there was balance. Okay, you have the BET After Dark thing going on, so you want to see a little risque videos, there you go. But then there was also Teen Summit. There was positive black faces on the television that we could relate to. And now it's just completely one-sided. But I digress. Back to BG. So you have prosecutors, trying to fight to keep him perpetuating the foolishness to our youth. Not that his music was going to sell anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. I don't really know what he has to say after being in jail for almost 20 years, however long he's been down. But, the truth of it, who really cares? All right. So in the grand scheme of things, we need to just completely cancel all of these so-called rappers, because we're not talking about lyrics. We're not talking about bars. We're just talking about the same old in every single song. Money, hoes, and clothes, all the no's. You can fill in the blank, right? There's nothing absolutely different about what's going on. He could just probably re-release those same records he did in the 90s and put it back on, and it's all the same. All right. So this is just what's going on out here. I want to know what you guys think. Have we had enough? Okay. Have we come to a point where we're just, just going to revolt against this? The most interesting thing I can say about those EBT awards is that it is not owned by people of color, as you probably know. So Viacom and some other families now own this particular company. And this is what they think of us. This is how much they think of people of color. And you know what? We are allowing them to push this narrative and this agenda out there that that's all that we're worth. Twerking, using, I can't say the M word, but and just basically destroying our neighborhoods, our families, and ultimately our future. Being pawns in this people's game. So, hey, I ask you, that's just my opinion, okay? And this is my unapologetic opinion, and y'all know how I roll. But when is enough enough? You see the people that comes on the red carpet, just looking crazy. And it's just like, I wish we had an outlet for positive black images out there that was truly black owned. Now, I think Bob Johnson got like $1 billion or $2 billion or something like that. So he took the payout and kept it moving. But at the same time, who was the next person to step into his place and do something just for us? And, I don't know what the future holds, but, I think, unfortunately, for many people, it's going to have to get progressively worse before everyone wakes up and realizes that we can't allow this type of trash and filth to continue to infiltrate the minds of our young people. Us older folks, we don't really care because in, most regards, we know better. Most of us, I will hope, right? But if you are older, that means that you have children. And some of y'all might even have grandchildren. And so while you may know that this is foolishness, but not to a person coming up, just like when we were younger, when we was listening to Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, some of us thought that they were really gangsters. They was really living that life. They were portraying that image so strongly that you had to believe that Snoop was actually a CRIP. Now, he might be affiliated, whatever the case is, but at the time, they played those images up so strong. So, yes, some of us knew it was just entertainment, but then you also had a group of people who started to pattern their lifestyle after these people. So, it follows that the kids that's watching these artists, the Unsexy Reds, and, the rest of them, they're doing the same thing. Right. So they're trying to emulate what they're seeing on these videos and listen to this music. And I guess, as with everything else, we're not mad enough yet. Right. So we're not mad enough to call for a change. But in the meantime, we're going to suffer the consequences of inaction. And that's just how life works. Right. So if you become indifferent to a situation, that means that you're pretty much okay if it goes right. And you're also okay if it goes wrong because you're not willing to take a stand or do anything to change the status quo. So I'll leave you guys with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I tripping? Or do we need to start revolting against these record companies that is basically pimping the talent of black folk? Okay. It's time out for the foolishness. It's time to start supporting the real artist that's out there that's trying to say something. Okay. So when you see independent artists out there that's doing their thing, that has a message, you are ultimately the only ones that's going to push it out there. Because of course the major labels ain't pushing nothing that got anything to do with progression for black folk. It is what it is. All right. Until next time, peace and blessings.